10, 9, ignition sequence start. 6.
Hello and welcome to Rocket Fuel, your daily update of everything that's happening in the Rocket Pool community. My name is Wack. Today is September 21st and we're going to get started here with this. Rocknet has this message saying Nethermind just released a version with support for new Holesky configuration, and then there's a link to the GitHub. But we're actually going to talk a little bit more about this new thing that Kent Philly has started. So here under trading, there's a DeFi discussion for Rocket Pool page, a thread, and he says, it's the start of DeFi discussion for Rocket Pool, and then he links to a video, and he says RPL DeFi.com has been updated, and there's juicy incentives across 3 top layer 2s to encourage active liquidity providing on Base, Arbitrum, Polygon, ZK, EVM, and more. And then there's cake rewards as well for liquidity providing into Pancake Swap. So then there's a video here that we're going to talk about in a minute. So let me just tell you a little bit about what this is. So there is a sheet called DeFi Opportunities for Rocket Pool, and Valdorf used to maintain that sheet. And then a couple of months ago, I think Kent started maintaining that sheet instead. And he got RPLDeFi.com as the domain that redirects that sheet now as well. And basically what he's trying to do is make the whole Rocket Pool, the RETH and RPL DeFi integrations more of a bigger thing, like a more robust thing where people can kind of interact with it and get information and updates on all the things that they want. So he is making this thread where people can talk about the DeFi stuff that's happening with Rocket Pool. He is also going to, he's thinking of making these videos where he will talk about different things to do with DeFi opportunities and what you can do. And then he will also he's asking for community feedback right now about what he should be doing and what he shouldn't be doing. And he says, hi all, this is a request for input on how often DeFi RPLDeFi.com the market rate sheet should be updated moving forward. Right now it's updated twice a month. Should this be expanded to 4 times a month or once a week? Here's a poll to find out. And so far there's only been one person who voted, and he says please fill out this poll to let us know if we should update the information more often. And he says also here's a second part regarding video content for Rocket Pool DeFi market rates. 3 videos have been created thus far to walk you through the different market rates and incentives. Are these of value, and could these help onboard more users into Rocket Pool's DeFi opportunities? Please let us know what you think. So then they are asking for updates and feedback about what you all think about those videos. So it seems like Kent wants to kind of expand on this DeFi opportunity stuff. So you can start by joining the thread, and of course the link is in the description, so just follow the link and then you can just make a comment in there, or you can join the thread. So that way you'll stay up to date with all the different info that's coming out, and you'll know what's going on. Okay, and then here, Yorick says that the Nethermind release is out as well, and I think that's the Nethermind release that's ready for Holesky. Okay, next we're going to be talking about a different podcast / channel, which is Web3 Builders. So this is a channel that's run by Evan Van Ness and Will Foxley, and they talk to different people in Web3 and DeFi and crypto. And the reason why I'm covering it in Rocket Fuel today is because the latest episode was with Danny Ryan, and I've talked about these guys on Rocket Fuel recently, where I talked about how they are kind of talking about the issues with Lido and the risks that are involved with Lido's size. So this was a whole discussion between Evan Van Ness and Danny Ryan, where they were talking about some of the dangers of LSTs, but then talking about Lido specifically. And some of the things that were covered was just how controlled Lido governance is, why is 1/3 a specific issue, what's the ideal cap, and then they were talking about other issues as well, like how this impact the value of ETH, and how are things going to change because of different EIPs that might be coming along. And they were also asking things about, like, is Lido risky, and what will happen here. So this was like an hour-long conversation. You can watch it on YouTube, or you can follow the links to get the information on a podcast format if you just want to listen. But it was a really fascinating discussion, so I thought I'd definitely put it front and center in Rocket Fuel today, because more and more of the Ethereum like developers, core team members are talking about the issues with Lido, and they're really starting to focus on this a lot now. So I think it makes sense that we all kind of figure out what the issues are, so we can be more literate when discussing them with others, and kind of taking the lead of people like Vitalik, Danny Ryan here, and others as well. So I thought you should definitely give that a watch. Okay, and then there's Joe as well here saying that Nethermind client version 1.20.4 is out, and that's Holesky ready as well. So thanks, Joe, for that. Next, we had the Rocket Pool's Twitter Space community call, which took place live from Singapore, and you can go on the link that's on the screen to listen to the whole call if you want. It was an hour and 20 minutes. Of course, if you are, the link is in the description below as well, so you can definitely go and listen to that. But some of the things that were talked about in the call was that Mav shared that he'll be heading to New York next. He's open to meeting with community members in the area, and then he's going to be heading to Istanbul for the big conference there. And if they're interested, community members in New York, Mav suggests possibly doing a meetup chit chat that bridges over to Discord. So that was nice. And then also there was some more updates as well that we got. There was information about how the conference was. They were at ETH Singapore, the team, and Token 2049, and talking about how that was all, like, what the experience was like in Singapore and Malaysia. And Ken talked a little bit about being at Permissionless in Austin, and there was talk about different conferences back and forth. Then they talked a little bit about what we can expect from the next updates in Rocket Pool. They talked about Houston and on-chain voting, but before that, even just like snapshot voting and the changes to the vote powers, etc. And all of these things are going to be happening soon. There was information about the website, and that was going to be more than just a site update. It seems like they're going to be doing some rebranding as well. That the next discussion about that is like how to time all that together with like the Houston upgrade that will be coming as well. So those are some of the discussions, some of the things that were shared in the call. Give it a listen if you want to get more details. And thanks to Sneaky for giving that summary of the calls. And then we've got here, Object said, did anyone mention the new Nethermind release yet? So check that out if you are interested in that. And it's not just for Holesky. I guess it'll be ready for Holesky, but also for your node. Next we had right, so there's more Nethermind update stuff. Okay, so I'm just gonna let you guys in on the joke now, but basically what happened is a couple of people posted about the Nethermind update, and then it just kind of became a joke where everyone was kind of talking about it, and then Yorick was like, I motion that Rocket Fuel mentions the Nethermind release repeatedly, like at the start and then a few times in between. And then he even gave me quotes already, like Joe mentioned that Nethermind had a new release for Holesky, and then Rocknet mentions that Nethermind has a new release for Holesky, and so on. So I said, got it, Yorick, just for you. So the Holesky nerds are definitely bored, I think, waiting for Genesis Part 2. So they're making their own fun in there. So today I'm dragging you all along in that as well. So that's nice. Okay, and there's even more Holesky update stuff. And then there's even more Holesky update stuff. So that's nice for all of you to enjoy. So remember, Nethermind has updated its version to make it Holesky ready now. So yeah. Okay, so I'm going to finish today's episode with a little bit of market talk. And I don't normally talk about the market too much. However, there's been a lot of movement in price recently. And I feel like there's a lot of negative sentiment around RPL, and I just wanted to talk about it for a couple of minutes and just talk about how things have changed and where things stand right now. And just looking at CoinGecko here, we can see the price in USD is $20.80, which is down 5.3% today. Let me see if there's updates since I yeah, it's down a little bit more, $20.78. So if you have a look at it on the chart, 24 hours it's down, 7 days it's down, 14 days it's down, 30 days it's down, 90 days it's down. So it's down on all these different time frames, even on 180 days, even on 1 year it's down as well. So the token had this amazing run up from the winter, beginning of the winter, end of the fall in 2022, all the way up to the launch of Atlas and Shanghai, and that's when we were hitting all-time highs on the US dollar and also against ETH around those kind of times, and well, actually the ETH all-time high was a little bit before that, but right now what's happening is that we've been in a strong downtrend in the last few months, and there's a lot of people who are nervous, a lot of people who are kind of panicking, I guess. There's just a lot of negative sentiment. So I just want to take a minute to say that feeling like this is normal. Please look after yourselves. If you are struggling with the price action or just crypto in general, or if you have any issues that you're facing right now, reach out to people in trading. We are adorable assholes. We really do love people in our community. So please don't think that you're going through anything alone. Reach out to people and ask for help, and if nothing else, we can shitpost and console each other. Things are tough, right? I'm not sugarcoating that. There's a whole lot of people who are down bad on RPL, myself included. I'm down on my RPL investment, and that's just the way things are. I can try to give some solace in saying that in 2018, 2019, the bear was brutal and it was long and tough, and we made it through it in the end, and there's no guarantee, of course, that we're going to make it through it in this time. And of course, as always, there's no guarantee that just RPL or other tokens that you have will be the ones that come back strongly in this bear market. We hope that that'll be the case, but there's no guarantees of that happening, of course. But with all that said, if you are struggling, please reach out to other people, someone, whether people in real life, people in trading, people that you trust or care about. Send me a message. I'll try to reply as soon as I can, but please don't suffer alone, because that is not nice for anyone. So if you're listening and if things are tough right now, then feel free to reach out to us, anyone really. A couple of things about the price, we are right at that 0.013 point, which was the low a few weeks ago. If we have a look at the 30-day chart, we can see that on the ETH ratio, that's where we kind of bottomed a few weeks ago, and then we're kind of at that point now. And last time we got a big bounce off that, but I don't know if we're going to get another bounce off that right now. Who knows, right? Let's see how successful Ramana's buy party is this weekend, but regardless of that, the prices, it's mostly be the downtrend, and that's tough to go through. So yeah, one of the things that's still holding on is the RETH premium, and that's at around 0.1% or thereabouts. Once it starts getting a little bit higher than that, that's when the ARBs will be back, and we should see some growth and some movement coming through. But at the moment, that's kind of flat. As you can see on the screen, right? With TVL, we're at around 975,000 ETH, and that is kind of flattish for a little while as well. So people who are staking, people are leaving, it's kind of balancing out. And then what we can see as well is in terms of liquidity, we're kind of on the wrong end of liquidity zones, and it'd be nice if we had more liquidity where we are, just to dampen some of the price changes, or dumping and buying would be less impacted by sales. But that's kind of where we stand right now. And yeah, if we have a look at Rocket Scan, you can see that the the deposit pool is full. 17,992 ETH is in there, and then that's when the premium starts to potentially come back, which we're all looking forward to. If you have a look at the amount of ETH that's being minted, it's in the low 100s pretty much most days. Some days high 100s, some days low 1000s. On the weekly, like we're getting a couple of thousand ETH a week, which is a lot slower than we have been in the past. And even on the monthly, you can see that look, September so far, we're 2/3 of the way through, and we're at 16,800 ETH, whereas in the previous months, we're at 50,000, 50,000, 77,000, 140,000, 66,000. So now the levels have kind of gone back to where we were before Atlas and Shanghai. And it's just a matter of that kind of riding out this period. Of course, if you go back to like the lows for RPL, which were in summer 2022, that was, we were getting like 5,000, 4,000 ETH a month. So we're still like, a lot above that area. But that's like, single digit thousands, whereas at least we're still in double digits thousands. And if we have a look over here on Etherscan, we can see that there are 528,000 ETH out there, and that number has been slowly growing over the last few weeks as well, and it's kind of been flat. So we're just looking for some catalysts. Of course, depending on who you ask, there's either amazing catalysts or zero catalysts for Rocket Pool. I think that NodeSet, Houston, and especially Saturn updates that are coming, also more DeFi integrations for RPL that will be coming as well, and all of these things will drive value to RPL and Rocket Pool as well, and that's the kind of thing that we really want to see. So I would once again to reiterate, if you're struggling right now, please don't suffer alone, and reach out to people, and we're all here to help each other. So on that sad note, thanks for watching, listening, and being part of the Rocket Fuel community, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.